Do want to get to your top stories right now. New developments in a situation we brought to you as breaking news last night at 10.
More than 20 police units on the scene of a shooting at a homeless encampment that has been at the center for controversy for months now. This is over on East Lake Street. This encampment, it's on East Lake Street and 28th Avenue South.
Our Barrett Leone joining us live this morning from Minneapolis with new details on what happened last night. Barrett.
Good morning, Heather. AJ, Minneapolis police are calling this a mass shooting. 8 people were shot. 4 are in critical condition this morning. And police right now don't have any suspects. They haven't made any arrests in connection to this shooting. But it really was a massive scene, and we were there last night. Now, authorities tell us that gunfire broke out around 10 o'clock last night. Officers found victims both inside the encampment and on nearby sidewalks. Investigators say they're working to figure out what led up to the shooting and believe more than one shooter could be involved. This latest act of violence on the contentious encampment appears to be a final straw for city leaders. They've been talking about unsafe and unsanitary conditions there for months, and now, despite potential litigation, they plan to clear it.
The people of Minneapolis deserve peace and safety. All residents of the city deserve that on their streets and in their neighborhoods and in their homes. And I know it's been a lot of violence lately, and we just want our community to know that we are not going to give up and that we will continue to fight so that every person in this city can be safe.
If he wants to sue us, he can. If he wants to take this up in court, that is certainly his prerogative, but this is not safe. This is a danger to the community, and it's being shut down right now.
And we know this homeless encampment has been controversial since the start. And right now there is an ongoing dispute between the city and the property owner that's allowing this encampment to continue on his lot. But again, despite all of this, the mayor, like you just heard, plans to shut it down. And that is going to happen, he says, after the investigation of this shooting is over with. We'll dig into all of that in about a half hour.
All right, Barrett Leone reporting in Minneapolis. Barrett, we appreciate that update. Thank you. Now, that was not the only mass shooting on Lake Street on Monday. A midday shooting near a busy bus station left one man fighting for his life and several other people injured.
So this one happened on 35W in the Lake Street transit station. This is in South Minneapolis. Business owners, police, Mayor Fry, all of them demanding change. Now, last night, a first step was taken. City crews started rolling out a chain link fence to block off that walkway between 35W and Stevens Avenue. The police chief, Brian O'Hara, says that area has been a crime problem.
Yeah, this walkway has been terrible, as I'm sure anyone who lives down here or has been through here can tell you. It's a whole lot of people congregating that are using drugs. It's all kinds of garbage and debris. And then, we believe that this disorder is contributing to other problems that the community has been experiencing on Lake Street, particularly as you go east on Lake Street from here. And it's been a concentration of reports that we've had with persons with a gun, robbery reports, and just other issues. We've had a number of shootings in the last 28 days, not far from where we are.
Mayor Fry has asked the state to provide more resources to help police in the area. The hope is to crack down on violent crime and help people who are battling addiction.
It is 6:06, and today students and teachers at Annunciation Catholic School will make their way back to campus. School leaders say kids will head back to class today to take that next step in healing.
And tomorrow will mark 3 weeks since a shooter opened fire on the all-school mass. That shooting killed 2 children and injured 21 others. And today, as kids return to class, school officials say that the focus will be on healing and connection. Support services will be available for the students and for the staff.
And some lawmakers were back at the state capitol yesterday to hear directly from Annunciation families still reeling from the tragedy as they demand change.
You don't need data. You don't need research. What you need to do is to look into the eyes of my 7-year-old at night. And she looks at me and tells me she can't go to sleep because she's afraid there's a shooter in the house. This is our family's new reality. And this is a reality that so many of the families in our Annunciation community are suffering.
Carla Maldonado was among the parents who testified before members of the Gun Violence Prevention Work Group in the Minnesota Senate. They discussed different proposals to be considered in a special session. Governor Tim Walz says he intends to call in the coming weeks. Among the bills on the table is an assault weapons ban.
You have the power to decide what the next mass shooter will or will not be armed with. You have the power to make a difference and have a positive impact on the safety of our kids. I beg you, take responsibility and don't let this opportunity pass you by.
Now, nothing was passed yesterday, but lawmakers did also discuss regulating ghost guns, safe storage laws for firearms when not in use, and a new state office of gun violence prevention.
Later today, voters will decide who will fill the seat of a slain Minnesota lawmaker. So Republican Ruth Bittner and DFL candidate XP Lee are facing off in a special election. The winner will represent the Brooklyn Park area in the Minnesota House. Republicans currently have a one-vote majority in the chamber. This will be the first time in 2 decades that someone other than Melissa Hortman has represented the district. She and her husband were killed 3 months ago in what prosecutors call a politically motivated attack. The polls will open at 7 this morning. They close tonight at 8, so watch us here on WCCO for our news at 10. You can also watch WCCO.com.
Happening today, the man suspected of killing conservative commentator Charlie Kirk could appear in court today virtually. Prosecutors are expected to bring formal charges, and it comes as we learn the alleged shooter may have sent messages to friends which imply a confession. FBI Director Kash Patel said on Fox News DNA found in a screwdriver near the crime scene and a towel wrapped around the alleged murder weapon have been linked to the suspect.
He had a text message exchange, the suspect, with another individual, in which he claimed that he had an opportunity to take out Charlie Kirk.
Today, Patel is set to testify on Capitol Hill, where he'll likely face more questions on his agency's handling of the investigation into Charlie Kirk's assassination.